Alright.
Alright.
Well, 3 minutes late this time. Oops. Can't be on time every time.
It was 6:30 and I heard Hilo barking outside. I was like, oh boy.
Well, yeah, I went downstairs to get our drinks, and of course, Hilo scratched on the door, so I assumed he had to pee.
I've never once assumed that. I never assumed that he has to go out and go to the bathroom. He has to go out and bark at things. That's what I assume he has to do. Have to.
Has to. Anyways, hello. Welcome to another Lego stream.
A new one.
Another
looks like multi-week thing. I don't think it's going to be... There's 13 bags. I'm not expecting each bag to be like the Falcon style bag. I got the first 5 bags out here.
Da, 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 da.
So we'll see how optimistic that was, but...
Look at
50th anniversary
all the
R2-D2.
things that he does, all the gadgets.
This is a very good looking set.
Does it come with carbon scoring?
No, we can weather him. And take a blowtorch to him.
Oh boy. I see some of our regulars. Jane Dalton, Doomslayer. Rain Man, hello. Sleep of Giants, RD Films. There's RD Films and there's Rod Films, which sometimes I get those confused.
Do you think they fight?
Reefton.
They fight it out.
Harrison Alexander, what's up? Hello. Also, we got a couple of super chats right off the bat here. Let's just get into it. Let's just go. Oh, do you want to talk about what this bad boy is?
Sure. We Diamond Toys sent this to us. Just a new Mandalorian. I never know if that's working or not. New Mandalorian diorama? What is that called? Maquette?
I think it's a diorama.
Okay. Yeah, it's really cool.
It's very cool.
Din flying around with his disintegrator and what looks like the remains of an E-web in the clouds for some reason. Maybe he just dropped that and it's falling to the earth.
Yeah, it's very dramatic, but I like it.
As most people in Star Wars are.
Also, before I get started with the super chats, I have to give a huge shout out to Andrew Wolf.
Mm-hmm.
Andrew Wolf. I was like, oh, did I already forget the last name? No. Andrew Wolf so kindly sent me something after hearing me talk about how much I wanted it in a live stream. He sent us the Rey lightsaber. It was so kind.
That was shocking.
I about cried when I opened it, because I was opening the box and there was a note inside, and then Alex pulled the note out and then stopped me from opening it and turned on his phone and started recording me, and I was like, oh boy. What's happening? But yeah, this is kind of loud, so I'll hold it back here.
I like that it just has like a chorus almost of, it sounds like a bunch of people going, "Aww." Like that's the glow sound it makes.
That's because it's very exciting and it deserves its own chorus. But yes. I gotta start hanging some of these in my office now.
Yeah, I have all of your lightsabers in my office. You gotta get them out of here.
No, I have mine in my office.
Now? I just made you take it.
Well, we only have 2 blades, and we have 1, 2, 4 lightsabers now, so we have to just pick which ones we want to have displayed with a blade. But It means the world to me that he sent us that, because I kept seeing everyone picking it up at, Disney World or Disneyland, and that's the only place you can get them. You can't order them online, right?
I don't think so.
So
I'm not sure, actually, but
I don't think you can. I think you have to go to the park to get them. But very nice way to start off the week. All right, let's get into some super chats. Sleep of Giants, thank you for the first super chat. Rough week, full of big struggles. Although this says struggers. Maybe they meant struggers.
I think they meant struggers.
But looking
Is
forward,
that slang for struggle now?
Maybe, but looking forward to Lego has given me life today. Love you guys. Oh.
Thanks. I hope you're building something fun with us. If not, building something soon.
Lawrence Fletcher coming in with the early super chat as well. Don't seem to remember ever building a droid.
Nice.
Wink emoji. Also, name the Chiss ruling families.
Okay. I looked them up again, and I tried to... I got to a point where I had them down, but that was an hour ago, so let's see how well I retained it. I think Baldic, Chaff, Clar, Dasklo, Irizi, Myth, Abik, Plick, and Ufsa.
Those just sound like sounds to me.
Yep. Now imagine those thrown into the middle of other various names. And actually, no, that's the start of every name. So, like, Thrawn's name is Myth Thrawn, and his core name is what our first name is. And, like, reading the latest Thrawn book,
it's like Myth Thrawn Uodo.
Yeah, so reading Greater Good, and it's just all Chiss names, but they all start with, like, the same Myth so-and-so, Plick so-and-so. It's so hard to keep up with who's who.
Well, that's part of the reason why Lawrence Fletcher asks
I think I did it, though.
This question every week.
I think I did it for the first time. The question is, can I remember it next week? But I know Daniel's gonna bring that up in DragonCon trivia, so it's a good one for me to memorize.
That's definitely a hard one. I think I've said this before, but I would just say pass. Yeah, I don't deserve to win if I don't want to memorize those names.
I need to remember that, though, because sometimes there are things that get asked where I'm like, I do not know, and I need to just remember to write pass.
I believe this is pronounced Guiguio. I could be wrong, but thank you for your 2 super chats. Oh, message below. About the new wave of High Republic content, are we still in full characters and world building phase, or a thread of overall story is starting to appear?
Little of both.
So mostly the same familiar characters.
Yeah, so, I mean, it reminds me a lot of something like the New Jedi Order, or just Legends in general. I said this on my impressions video today, where you are being introduced to a ton of new characters. Wave 2 has Ram, Tyorik. Those are probably the 2 biggest introductions. Syl. So they introduce a handful of brand new characters to the High Republic, but then a lot of the same people you'd obviously expect to be in there come back. So, did I do this right? I did. So yeah, they're starting to I think they're going to continue to build their cast for a while, and then the books that are coming out are like, yeah, some are going to focus on Avar Kriss, and some will focus on Ram, and some on Bell, and then other characters will appear as supporting characters, but they might not get the focus for that story. That's the kind of vibe I'm getting. But yes, there is an overall, like, the Rising Storm definitely continues the mysteries and the threads that were established in Light of the Jedi. If anyone wants to continue talking about the High Republic, I have nothing but excitement and enthusiasm for the Rising Storm, especially. Like, finishing that book, I can recall a handful of moments, like when I've just been reading books, that really just made my heart pound out of my chest, and The Rising Storm is one of those books.
I can't say that a book has ever caused a reaction like that in me, but
I feel like it's rare for me, and I mean, like, I grew up reading a lot, but I mean, you know how I am, just kind of stoic, and that's...
Oh yeah, he says that, but if you saw him reading the book, he'd be like...
Well, you weren't there when I finished it. The last couple pages, I was like, do you know that Lisa Simpson, I don't think it's a GIF, it's just an image of her, like mouth open, eyes wide. That's how how I think my face was at the end of The Rising Storm. I'm thinking of, like, in Game of Thrones, when Ned Stark dies, like, reading that, I remember my heart started to go like, no, don't let this happen. And yeah. The Rising Storm has some similar kind of moments where you're just like, the tension is ratcheted up so high.
David Gould in the chat was curious about your thoughts on today's Star Wars comics. If you're a patron, then...
I haven't uploaded those yet.
Oh,
but
okay. Well... You recorded
I did
your
record my
reactions.
reaction. I need to upload it. Yeah, we do comic reactions for the new comics, but today's, I was kind of like, eh. They're all like driving towards this War of the Bounty Hunters thing, which I am excited about, but they're all doing like these prelude issues to get to that point, and I'm like, yeah, okay, I see what you're doing, and it's necessary to get all of these stories into this funnel, but it feels, some of them feel more forced than others, and today I felt that in Vader and Dr. Aphra, and the latest Dr. Aphra arc just didn't really do anything for me. It wasn't weird enough. I love Dr. Aphra when it's just super weird.
Yeah.
And it wasn't really, so that's fine.
I'm gonna go, first of all, I don't have my phone. Second of all, I'm gonna go crank the air up or down.
You can turn the fan on too if you want.
It's hot.
But yeah, I guess that's all I think about the comics today. I'm still like super excited for War of the Bounty Hunters because, like the High Republic, you know, I like when Star Wars is interconnected and these big publishing efforts to make things work together. It's fun seeing the various series weave in and out of each other. I did like that. That bounty hunter is coming back in Dr. Aphra. They teased him a bit, so that's exciting. I don't want to spoil that for people who haven't read it, but if you know that moment, then yeah, that was cool.
I forgot to turn the fan on. I worked out today.
Trying to think of anything else to say. I liked seeing Ochi of Bestoon get his new special eyes.
Oh god.
I told you about how
Yeah.
you asked about Ochi in the Darth Vader comics. I was like, yeah, he has normal eyes, and then they get burnt out.
Ugh.
And so they put in like the ones that we see in The Rise of Skywalker. I was like, all right, that's kind of cool. I liked that. And he and Vader are still going to be working together. I like that. I like all of the setup. I think War of the Bounty Hunters is going to be cool and fun, but it was just kind of like, all right, I'm tired of these preludes. Let's just do it.
Let's do it.
Let's just do it.
Let's just do it. That slogan is taken, unfortunately.
I don't understand how people like Charles Soule or Kevin Scott have time to do all of the stories that they do. Because Charles Soule's doing War of the Bounty Hunters, he's like overseeing that, and he's doing the High Republic, and Charles Soule is doing like a billion High Republic stories at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay, Justina Ireland is doing Out of the Shadows, Daniel Jose Older did Race to Crash Point Tower, which was also great, and then Cavan Scott wrote like everything else. Oh, and Justina's doing Edge of Balance, the manga, so that's cool.
Oh yeah, when does that come out?
September, I think.
So we got the 3 High Republic books that are coming out soonish. You got them early, but on the Kindle. I assume we'll get physical copies as well.
I mean, I already pre-ordered that Target.
Well, yeah.
Exclusive.
I mean, like, they usually send us early copies as physical books also, because I'm just like a book reader. I've tried the Kindle and I just can't get into it. I have to have like an actual book and the audiobook.
And like a bunch of coffee or
oh yeah,
some speed or something to keep you awake.
Sometimes just like some really loud heavy metal music to keep me awake.
That's
But I read Light of the Jedi in 2 days because it was good.
That is shocking for you. I liked Element 7, one of our YouTuber friends, he put out a suggestion that they do like a Light of the Jedi soundtrack to go along with reading, kind of like they did that for Shadows of the Empire as well back in the day, and Cavan Scott and Daniel Jose Older at least both really liked that idea, so I was like, yeah, do it. Give us some High Republic music.
Who could this be? Star Jort explained. Thank you for the super chat. Can jorts be bought, or are they made by cutting the legs off of regular jeans? We need your opinion.
So, I saw that, and I mean, who is it? I don't know. It could be Jane or Reefton or Rain Man or any number of the people that watch the Blunder Dome. It's the Star Jorts explained. Like the whole extra account makes me think Jane. But our friends at the Blunder Dome were doing a stream this past weekend, and they got into they call it a religious debate over whether or not jorts and cutoffs are one and the same. Like, can jorts, or are cutoffs jorts, or are they their own thing? The way that question was posed, can you buy jorts? Yes, of course you can.
Yeah, you can buy jean shorts, but cutoffs, you have to have literally taken a pair of scissors and cut the pants off of something to make them cut off.
Is that true? Can you buy cutoffs? Like, do they come pre-cut, so to speak?
Yeah, what? I don't call them cutoffs or jorts. They're shorts.
But when they're jeans...
They're jean shorts.
The dumbest thing about this is that everyone that has been pulled into it has genuinely started arguing about it, or like they've had a very hard answer.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I agree that like you draw a circle and this is all jorts, and then there's a circle within jorts that are cutoffs. But like if you were to buy cutoff shorts, denim cutoffs,
if you didn't cut them off, I don't consider them.
You don't consider them cutoffs.
Cutoffs.
Even though they look identical to cutoffs.
Yeah.
But so
my logic makes no sense.
So there's like some people out there that are like sneaky. They're getting away with it. Like they think I'm wearing cutoffs, but really they're just jorts. Because I bought them this way. They're just distressed jorts.
Arvington in the chat says, jorts are not made, they are born. So I'm gonna agree with that.
I don't know. I mean, like a jort with a seam, like a hem, not a seam, a hem at the bottom, not cut off jorts. Those are made. Someone made that on purpose.
I always just, before you guys brought up this whole ridiculous argument, I always assumed if you were going to call them jorts, you're calling them that because they were once jeans and you or someone cut them to be short.
Jorts in my mind are like the dad short. I'm sorry. Like, you know, dads at a grill, they got jean shorts and they got their white New Balance and they have their socks pulled up to mid shin. Like, that's a jort.
Fine. This is not something that I would argue about.
Well, you have been.
I'm not arguing. I'm just telling you what goes on up here, which is hard to explain.
Anyway, there. We talked for way too long about jorts.
We did what they wanted.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Oh, man. Matt Thornton, thank you so much for your super chat. Is Bail Organa the king of Alderaan? We never hear him referred to as king other than Captain Antilles calling him your highness. That's a good point.
But the thing about cutoffs is that... Just kidding.
He's part of the Loyalist Committee, I know that much.
He is not the king.
Brea Organa is...
Well, is he?
She's the queen and she's a queen.
I can't remember if they... I can't remember. They addressed this in Leia, Princess of Alderaan, I think. Like, I think he has a different non-regal title. That's what's jumping into my head. I'm gonna bet I don't want to spread false information about Bail Organa, so I'm gonna look it up real quick.
Phoenix Night Flame says Bail is Prince Consort.
That's, yeah. Consort is the
Prince?
I get it. Consort was the word I was searching for.
He's essentially what Prince Philip was in England.
Well, we're already through bag one. It's gonna be easy. He said, foolishly.
There's too much color going on in this. R2-D2 does not have green.
Yeah. It's looking like R2 for sure. I think we're building a leg now, though, so it actually might start to resemble something. Prince Consort, okay. So I don't know enough about real-world royalty to know even, like, what Prince Philip was.
Brian Ward said Jort's cutoffs with a hyphen in the middle was my favorite EU character. Yeah, I wonder if he ever, like, wished that he were king.
Bail? Nah.
Yeah, probably not.
He seemed totally chill. All the time.
Most of the time.
I can't think of a time where he ever got, like, angry. Obviously, he was against the Empire, but...
I think that's just Jimmy Smits. That's his name, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Joshua Hancock, thanks for your super chat. Do you think HC ever feels... Wait, who's HC? Oh, Hayden Christensen. Okay. Do you think Hayden Christensen ever feels slightly snubbed by the fact that Anakin is really the only character in Clone Wars that doesn't at least slightly resemble the actor who portrayed them?
Does he not? I don't know. I guess I never thought about that.
I mean, I wouldn't say that Clone Wars Obi-Wan looks like Ewan McGregor.
I mean, Clone Wars Dooku's face is 8 feet long, so...
Yeah, I think they did the best they could with the first season, and then when they ramped up the quality, I don't know, their facial features.
Even so, I think it was all stylistic choices.
Yeah.
I think they wanted them to not look exact. They wanted them to look exaggerated. I don't know. I never really thought that the Clone Wars Hayden, the Clone Wars Anakin, like, didn't look like Hayden as much as Clone Wars Obi-Wan doesn't look like Ewan. I mean, he has a beard.
Yeah. But even if he thinks that that Clone Wars Anakin doesn't look like him, I don't think he cares.
No, I doubt it. Man, I keep, like, sometimes it just re-enters my head that he's coming back, that we're gonna see Hayden again.
Mm-hmm. Psychopather, thanks for the super chat. Trivia. Name the Family Guy episodes that spoof the original trilogy.
Oh,
The episode names?
Blue Harvest.
Oh, yeah.
Something, something, something Dark Side. And I don't remember the Return of the Jedi one.
I hope that those are the actual names. Something, 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 something Dark Side.
They are. Those are the Family Guy names for their Star Wars spoofs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The first one is called Blue Harvest. The second one is called Something Something Dark Side.
Oh.
And the third one is called something else. I can't remember.
Okay. Well, I also think that the third one should be called Return of the Jedi or something. I can't remember.
This is...
It's a Trap was one.
That's gotta be Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
What was it I was gonna do last week? Because this whole discussion kind of reminded me of our Blade Runner talk. And I was supposed to think of something.
You were... what was it?
I was supposed to think of something to, like, ask you about by the end of last week, and I forgot to do it, and right when we ended the stream, I got mad at myself for forgetting.
Oh, I think it was just Star Wars stories or characters that I don't know that you would say the name of, and I would explain what it is.
Okay.
Or who they are.
Sounds right-ish.
Something like that. Someone can go back and check the tape, but don't do that. That would take forever.
That would not be a fun quest.
Mr. J86, thanks for the super chat. Do you think a xenomorph could be force sensitive if they burst from someone with it? Or would it be like cloning where it doesn't really work?
A xenomorph to me is an animal. So it would be as force sensitive as like a lothcat, or every living being is part of the force. But no, I don't think a xenomorph would ever, especially with its insanely violent nature. I guess I don't see it as being a being that can actively use the force on purpose.
No, I don't think so either.
Having just rewatched all the Alien movies, yeah, I don't think so. I just see them as mindless killing machines.
Mm-hmm. Unless they're like on their own planet minding their own business.
Even then, like,
I don't know.
They were created to kill.
I haven't watched the Alien movies in a while. I don't really like any of them except for the first one. I know people give me crap for not liking...
Aliens is so good.
I like the second one. I don't like it as much as the first one.
That's fine.
It's just different.
It's like one of those...
But all the other ones...
I would say Aliens...
haven't seen or don't care to see.
Aliens is like Star Wars to me in some ways, where if you get someone today to watch Star Wars for the first time, I think they would be like, I don't get what all the like hubbub is about. They don't understand how it influenced cinema in so many ways. And I think Aliens is kind of like that. There are so many tropes in it that like it established. if that makes sense.
Yeah. I do like the load lifter
Yeah.
fighting thing. Although, did she have to be in her underwear? No.
That was in the first Alien.
What am I thinking of?
Alien?
Did she have to be in her underwear? That's right.
Well, in her mind, she was going to sleep. She was getting ready for a long nap.
Yeah.
But, I mean, in that case, she should have been in, like, a baggy t-shirt and sweatpants.
AKA what I live my life in.
If we ever put you in an action movie, that's what you're going to fight the monster in.
Oh, hell yeah.
You're going to be comfortable while you kick ass.
I'm not wearing a skin-tight, like, leather corset just because it looks cool. No. You will
I like the idea of
run out of breath real fast.
Black Widow. She's running around in a Snuggie.
No. Oh, no.
No, she's in a Snuggie.
Yeah.
Like,
You gotta have room to move and to breathe. Also, I don't even get me started about heels. Black Widow, at least, like, her shoes / boots, I guess they're boots, at least they gave her like a wedge heel, but like they still gave her a heel to her boots, and I'm like, what? Why?
I remember when Dark Knight Rises was coming out, I'm assuming someone made Anne Hathaway say during the press tour that, like, oh no, there's a reason she wears heels. And then in one scene, she, like, uses her heel to pin someone's hand to the wall. Mm-hmm. And it's like, you can see that they've got blades or something on them. But, like, that's it. There was one scene where she kind of has a purpose for wearing them. I just loved that in the press tour, she was like, yeah, there's absolutely a reason Catwoman wears heels. No, there wasn't. You liar.
I will say, someone brought up the Underworld films. I've always wanted to do that cosplay, I'll be honest, but if I were actually fighting vampires, Brian is absolutely right. Molly the Comfy Vampire Slayer would be my title.
Oops.
Someone brought up Bryce Dallas Howard running around in heels in
Jurassic World.
Yeah, it was obnoxious, but there are some scenes where she is like straight up running in heels not at full speed, because you can't run at full speed in heels, but I do give her some credit for being good at running in heels.
It wasn't her decision.
Yeah.
It's like, that was like a movie decision. I think it would be a fun, like, YouTube series to take actors and actresses and just, like, have them swap outfits for a scene. Like, okay, Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard, we're gonna recreate this scene from Jurassic World, but now, Bryce, you're wearing jeans and a vest, and Chris Pratt, you're wearing a white power suit and heels. Let's see who can do the other person's job.
Yes, give me that, please.
Wired, if you need ideas, there you go.
Rick Villanueva comes in with 2 super chats in a row. Thank you, Rick. First one, hey gang, how long before we get a Lego UCS Clink?
Oh my god, please.
I talked about this like immediately after watching the episode. I was like, is there a toy? Is there something I can buy that is Clink?
Is there anything?
Can someone make like a custom Clink Lego set and maybe add some slinkies for the arms and the legs?
I do wonder, like, what the threshold is, you know? Like, at what point does online chatter reach critical mass where Hasbro's like, we gotta get on this and make a Clink? I'm glad everyone is excited about the Ellie series now. I do remember being very excited for that droid in Star Wars Resistance, and then like it never.
So cute.
Yeah, but it never really gets much time in the spotlight, which makes me wonder. I wonder if it was designed for the Bad Batch, and they were like, "Yeah, let's just throw it in here." Just considering, like, Clink in one episode got way more screen time than I can recall from Star Wars Resistance.
I don't know if they were thinking about the Bad Batch when they were making Resistance. Maybe they were, but like, maybe it did really well in Resistance, and they were like, we need another one of those, and let's make it super sassy. I don't know.
Well, apparently they were designing Fennec Shand for the Bad Batch before she appeared in The Mandalorian. So that's interesting.
I mean, I know like everything involving animation starts way before you would even think that they start, but Rick's second super chat is Kevin Thompson, the audiobook producer / director, said Rising Storm is one of the best Star Wars books he's ever read.
Thompson?
Yep, Thompson. Thompson? Thompson?
Yeah, I mean, I agree.
I thought maybe his name was different because I was like, wait, I'm thinking of Mark Thompson.
Yeah. Kevin Thompson.
Thompson.
I completely agree. And it feels like I'm scared that I'm almost scared that the High Republic is going to keep doing this, where like I just love every book that they put out, and it's going to start to sound disingenuous, because Light of the Jedi, I was like, this is one of the best Star Wars books I've ever read. And then freaking Rising Storm comes out, and I'm like, I can't believe how good of a follow-up this is, and it's one of my favorite Star Wars books.
Well, after what you said about the young reader book, I'm going to try to start with that one.
I'm interested. I want to know, what it's like to read that and not the Rising Storm first. I want to know your take on the Republic Fair and everything, and then read Rising Storm. I think that'd be an interesting experiment.
Hilo's snoring.
Hilo's snoring.
Tall Geese, thanks for the super chat. I hope one day we get High Republic action figures. All I want is Black Series Geode. Yeah.
I mean, you can get that. I'll go outside. We got rocks in the back. I'll mail you a rock. But I agree. I completely agree. And again, it's like down to that, when does critical mass happen that enough people are interested in this thing? I wouldn't be surprised if, High Republic characters got entered into the Black Series voting things, where sometimes they're like, what character do you want to see next? And you vote on Jaina Solo, or Mara Jade, or Dr. Aphra, and like they'll produce that action figure. I absolutely think Black Series will do that with High Republic at some point, but yes, like I would love some pops. I might just reach out to Scout, who does those custom Lego sets. He's made a bunch
I absolutely want that chopper one.
Yeah, they've made a bunch of brickheads for the High Republic that look really good. And I'm like, well, in lieu of anything else, I'll take that.
Yeah. Maybe they're waiting to finish phase 1 before they start pumping out merchandise.
I mean, Captain Cardinal got his Black Series right over there. So book characters, it can happen.
Yeah. I think that was all part of... If they hadn't have made Galaxy's Edge set in Black Spire, right, they wouldn't have made that.
I mean, it says Galaxy's Edge on there.
Yeah, that was part
of... And also it's Target going, you got a red Stormtrooper?
Yeah, I have the original red Stormtrooper that was just... it was only available for, like, red card holders. which is the Target credit card, which I don't have. I don't remember how I got that. Maybe I signed up for it and then immediately deleted it. I don't know. But yeah, it's just a Empire Stormtrooper that happens to be red. We got a leg.
I don't know if this is
Put a
going to stand up.
Put a lampshade on it. Jane Dalton with her first super chat of the night. Invader immortal because the bright star is being used to resurrect people. And when Mustafa... Wait. Let me read these before I read them out loud. Invader immortal because the bright star is being used to resurrect people, and when Mustafar is shown being restored, there's green flame. Is it possible that the bright star's force power is more aligned with the Night Sisters?
Jane is always finding like crazy connections that I never thought of. Maybe instead of saying that it's aligned with Night Sister magic, it might be just magic in general. Like that aspect of the Force that, for whatever reason, we consider to be magic instead of just the Force. That would be my guess, but maybe. Like, I think that... I don't know that they would have chosen green flame, like, because of Night Sister magic. They probably chose it just because it looked right to them, but who's to say? I mean, I like that idea because Lady Corvax didn't really do great things with her force powers, so why not say that she was basically a Mustafarian witch?
Yeah. I've said this before, but I really hope that we get more Night Sister content somewhere down the line in the future. I want to know more about like let's go way back, like Old Republic, High Republic, whatever. I want to know what the Night Sisters are doing way back when, maybe when that super old lady was in her prime. I can't remember her name.
Talzin?
No, the older lady.
Oh, Daka?
Daka. Yeah.
I want everyone to know we're on bag 3 and I have yet to miss any pieces. I'm crushing it today.
What? Got another one here from Mr. J86. Why is Rex blonde? Seems weird as it's a buzz cut. I see people argue about this all the time now that we have Omega who has blonde hair. And a couple people I've seen point out that like, well, Rex has blonde, like super short buzz cut blonde hair. And people are like, no, he dyes it.
Yeah.
I'm like, does he really go to the trouble to dye it?
I mean, I think that's the case. I do. But we have seen other slight alterations to the clones here and there. I believe that somewhere it says that he dyed his hair, but...
Tech definitely has blonde highlights, and I will go to my grave thinking that.
Does he dye those, or does he have natural highlights?
I think it's just natural. He has natural dimension. I don't know.
I have always been under the impression that Rex dyed his hair. That it was just, yes, a choice that he made. But
I think it's fair to think that every once in a while a clone could come out with a little bit of a different hair color.
I think, yes, I agree. I mean, we've seen clones with different color eyes. That's really all I can think of there.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, Omega has like platinum blonde hair, so I don't know if Rex were to grow his hair out before it turned white, if we would see it be platinum blonde. I guess we'll never know.
It would be interesting, like when he shows up in the Bad Batch, if he has like brown hair, like his roots start to show because he's not being supplied with Republic dye.
Exactly. Like, how does he have time to dye his hair?
I was about to say it's the future, but it's the deep past, and they have different technology. Who knows? It might be just like a quick spray.
James Knight, thanks for your super chat, says, who is the statuette on the shelf under Grogu?
Oh, that is the concept art for Luke Starkiller by Ralph McQuarrie. There's like a famous Star Wars concept image of Luke fighting Vader, and that's just something that McQuarrie drew, and I always liked that image.
He's holding a yellow lightsaber, and he's got like a scuba mask kind of thing.
No, he does. It's like a scuba mask, scuba goggles, tank. It definitely looks like he's getting ready to go scuba diving.
From now on, he will be known as Scuba Steve.
Yeah, but if you Google like Ralph McQuarrie, Luke, Vader, that's what you'll see, and that's what it is. And yeah, I'm a sucker for concept art stuff. Did we ever get those concept art Funko Pops?
We did.
Okay.
We gotta put those shelves up because I ran out of room and I got a lot more Funko Pops to put.
Yeah, and you want to mount your lightsabers to the wall too. Like your walls are gonna be. You're gonna be putting shelves on shelves. Like your whole room is just gonna become this little maze of bookshelves and Funko Pops and Baby Yodas.
Those shelves are great and they're fairly cheap on Amazon, and I literally wouldn't mind having like floor to ceiling shelving like that to display the Funko Pop on, because I take all of them out of the box. Although my background in my office is like the top of it is like my shrine to the women of Star Wars, so that's where I have all my awesome kick-ass lady Funko Pops, and I've got a whole shelf dedicated to just Rey and Leia and maybe Padme too, I can't remember.
There we go.
Mystery Hacked, thanks for the super chats. What are your favorite Star Wars musical moments / motifs? Ahsoka's theme, especially during the last scene of victory and death, always gets me. I mean, the Force theme / I guess Yoda's theme is a good one. Because
they bring up Ahsoka's theme, every time, like, whenever we watch the Clone Wars movie for Schmodown studying or whatever, like, let's be honest, that's not one that we're, like, super pumped to watch. But that scene where, like, Anakin and Ahsoka have gone on their first successful mission, and he's like, you never would have made it as Obi-Wan's Padawan, but you might make it as mine. And you hear that theme, like, I'm getting chills talking about it now, only because it's like, knowing where they end up in Twilight of the Apprentice and Star Wars Rebels, where you hear that theme again, it's like, ugh, it hurts. But I do love Ahsoka's theme.
I also love Rey's theme a whole lot, and the First Order theme just slaps.
We were talking about this with Dan Murrell on All My Movies in today's episode, if you want to check that out. But in Empire Strikes Back, the asteroid chase, that's a moment where I have to turn that up to 11 every time.
Bum, 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 bum. I can't sing it.
You're just making noises.
That's what you do. I mean, you sing it, but that's how you do.
Da, 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 da. That one.
Yeah. But doesn't it, like, go into, like, a fast...
You're thinking of when they're fighting the sentry ships. Bum, 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 bum 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 bum.
Oh, I
do
thought
love
that's
that
what
one
you were
too.
talking about.
That's another.
Whoa, we're gonna get a copyright strike.
That's another Family Guy moment where Peter / Han gets into the gunner's seat and he's like singing that song while he's shooting. I'm like, yeah, that would be me.
That's fair. Oh, and the Resistance theme in Force Awakens when they come to Takodana's.
Yeah, that gets
awesome.
stuck in my head every time. Duel of the Fates. I mean, come on, like.
It's funny because like there's a lot of music from the prequels that I do really truly love, but I don't know, like just the original trilogy music and then stuff from the sequel trilogy just is always what comes to my mind first. Although when I was in orchestra in middle school, we learned how to play Duel of the Fates, and it was pretty baller. Not gonna lie. RD Films, thanks for the super chat. Jorts are love, jorts are life, never doubt jorts.
I need to just go back and watch that their replay just to see.
Yeah, I need to see the Blunderdome and how this all came to be. Especially just because I love seeing Ryan get really frustrated with Zach, and vice versa. Another super chat from Sleep of Giants. Jorts are below the knee, cutoffs are above. I can see that.
I don't hate that. Maybe we bring that back up. This debate is not over. I'm just gonna text Ryan to give him some ammunition for for their next stream.
Hitman Hudson, thanks for the super chat. Atlanta Hawks update. JK lol. Favorite Star Wars planet? JK lol.
Favorite planet? Probably Endor. I always loved Endor, and it's also one that just like growing up where I did, it was easy to just go into the woods and pretend you were on Endor. So I feel like a lot of me and my friends playing Star Wars wound up, we're on Endor.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to think.
I think this is a little grabber arm for something. I don't know what, but
I always think of Scarif just because that's usually
that's always the vacation spot.
Yeah.
Where would you want to visit?
Where would you want to go? I think Felucia's pretty cool looking.
I was gonna say, like, Felucia is a kind of planet that I feel like we don't get enough of in Star Wars. Instead of just picking, you know, another random climate.
Yeah.
Like, Felucia is something just unique and weird, and I like that.
Joel Davis, thanks for the super chat. I hope that Acolyte? Is that what it says?
Yep.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, I just can't. Maybe I need
I
glasses.
mean, it's jumbled a bit, but
Yeah. I hope that Acolyte is a bridge series that links the High Republic era to the saga. Also, Ochi of Bestoon is best boy. No arguments, lol.
I would love to hear, like, I've seen so much love for Ochi, and I don't mind him. I've enjoyed having him in the comic, but I'm just curious. I always love to hear why people latch on to, you know, their favorite characters. Like, the guy who loves Biggs more than anything is never going to judge anyone for their favorite character choice. Mm-hmm. But I'm like, why Ochi? What is it that everyone loves about Ochi? So I'd love to hear that.
I don't love anything about him as of right now, but I haven't read those comics.
I mean, he's got cool armor. But that's why I'm just curious.
He looks like a literal nightmare.
He looked better with normal eyes.
I
Now he has
believe
special
that.
eyes.
I believe that.
The Acolyte, I would love it if it is connected with the High Republic in that way, but I don't think it will be. I think that when we reach the point of 50 or so years before the Phantom Menace, the Jedi are probably going to be pretty recognizable to the prequel era. I don't think Leslie Headland went in and was like, I'm going to write a High Republic show. And even the authors who were doing the High Republic are like, that's not like the way that we're going to end the High Republic. It's not all building into this series. Mm-hmm. The High Republic was their thing from start to finish. It could still bridge things in a sense, but I don't think it's going to be like Bel Zettifar is in it and Stellan Gios, and we're going to get to see them transition. Like, I think it's going to be about something completely different that happens to take place at the tail end of the High Republic. But
I think it's going to be cool no matter what.
Yes, I do. And I would love to see a High Republic series of any kind, because I'm just so into everything that they've done for that era. That's what I was saying in my impressions video, that like there are a couple universes out there. Star Wars is obviously one. Avatar: The Last Airbender is one where I'm like, yeah, just give me stories in that universe. Mm-hmm. Like, some of them are not going to be good. Some of them I won't like. But I like the Force. I like the Jedi and the Sith, the dark and the light. Like, I just love the universe. So I'm willing to try anything. And the High Republic feels like that. It's like a universe within a universe where I'm like, yes, give me that like gold and white robed Jedi with a cross-guard lightsaber just because it's extra. Like, I love it.
Give me that super fancy Versace level of Jedi.
Yeah.
Just decked out.
Yeah. Jane Dalton with another super chat.
What Legends material did the Camino Rebellion... Wait, what? Yeah. What Legends material did the Camino Rebellion take place in? Was it only in Star Wars Battlefront 2?
As far as I know, yes. I believe it was a mission that you could go on, which this came out when I was graduating high school. So, good God, it was almost 20 years ago, and I haven't played it since around whenever it happened. I believe you were the 501st Legion, and you got word of, like, oh, Camino's trying to start some stuff. They've made some new clones, and they're ready to attack us, and we need to go attack them before they do that. So it was just like a mission in Battlefront 2, I think. That's what I remember about it anyway.
That's all I know that it's from. Yes, we just aged ourselves. We both graduated the same year. We are old. I felt pretty old today, not gonna lie. I worked out and I am exhausted. I could go to sleep like right now.
No.
Actually, I'm gonna go get my water.
I thought you were gonna say, actually, I'm gonna go sleep.
Actually, screw this. I'm gonna go to bed. No. But I'll read this next super chat. Another one from Rick Villanueva.
Ugh, I knew it. Because I can kind of see it from here. I was waiting all day for the High Republic show to come out, because they were like, it's an exciting one, and I was like, something is gonna get announced.
Oh my god, calm down.
They had all day to put it out. They had to wait until we were
New High Republic
streaming.
comic mini revealed. High Republic Trail of Shadows out this fall.
Awesome. Again, give me all of it. I'm in. Give me more of these crazy cool Jedi. Well, thank you, Rick. I will watch. I assume that was from the High Republic show, and I will watch it as soon as we're done here, and as soon as I figure out where this goes. Yes, that is correct. Okay. But didn't I say that?
You did.
I was like, we're gonna go live, and then the High Republic show is gonna come out, and we're gonna miss everything. Uh-oh.
Well, Star Wars didn't tweet anything about it, so I don't think it was huge news. Oh, you need the box.
Maybe. I need another one of these gray rectangles. I think I only found one.
Are you sure you need another one?
Oh, it's just wedged at the bottom of here.
Oh. I lost my spot. What are we doing for dinner?
We have jambalaya.
That's true.
We've got stir fry. We've got leftovers.
I'm like really tired and hungry and thirsty now all of a sudden. I'm all the things. Crix Teas, thanks for the super chat. If Star Wars were to peak like never before, what would it take? And when do you think it might happen? Pure speculation sauce.
Peak, like do the best thing it's ever done.
Yeah.
Probably 2023, December, Rogue Squadron movie. I don't know, like that's
just a guess.
Yeah. For me, that's potentially true. My realistic answer is that Star Wars peaked in 1977 when everyone got to experience it for the first time, because now everyone's just chasing the dragon.
Yeah, I'd say not even that, just like I think the original trilogy was probably the peak as a whole.
I think like the first Star Wars movie, people are like, this is amazing, and then it changed their lives.
There's
and they
so many more fans now. Like, how are we determining what peak means?
I'm gonna say, like, this is not my actual answer. It's kind of like the cynical, realistic. There probably was never more just unbridled enthusiasm than there was in 1977, where everyone agreed, this movie is amazing. Star Wars, 100% of it, amazing. And then Empire comes out, some people love it, some people don't. And then Jedi come out, and some people love it, and some people don't. And like, the more stuff there is, the more schisms there are.
Sure, yeah. That's true.
So that's all I'm saying.
And also, the more stuff there is, the more fans and the more different kinds of fans there are.
And that's why, like, you're never gonna find a consensus there. Like, I might think that the Rogue Squadron movie is the best thing to ever happen to Star Wars, but I'm certain there are people that won't and just don't care about pilots at all. Honestly, I'm surprised there's enough of us that they just greenlit a movie.
I mean, it's like Top Gun in space, I feel like. So
still, I thought there were dozens of us pilot fanboys.
I think pilots and X-wings and just like ship flying in general, especially the kind that's more like dogfighting, that appeals to the general public, because
you're right, everyone knows what an X-wing looks like.
It's like a war movie just in space, and I don't know, I think that like people's parents and grandparents might go see something like that, even though they don't really stay in touch with all the Star Wars stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Midwestern Nerf Herder, thanks for the generous super chat. Hey guys, just wanted to say thanks for the Bob Ross levels of wholesomeness in your LEGO live streams. Keep it up.
I could try to find a way to instead of mentally swearing every time I can't get a piece to connect, I should be more like Bob, and I can just talk myself through it.
You know what?
Sometimes pieces just don't come together, just like life won't come together for you all the time, and that's okay.
Yeah.
We just have to accept the things we can change and let go of the things we can't. And those pieces still won't go together, and I start yelling.
Just put a happy little piece here and a happy little piece over here. We'd have to be very soft-spoken, though.
Mm-hmm.
This is an interesting username, Sex Wedge. Thanks for the super chat. What do you think the chances are of Talon Card from the Thrawn trilogy in any future Star Wars projects?
I have a lot of questions about Sex Wedge. Like, is it...
No, let's not go there.
Is it a Star Wars name, or is it... I think that Talon Card has a chance, like a higher chance than a lot of other Legends characters, just because of his role as, like, King of the Smugglers. And I like the role that he plays a lot in the Thrawn trilogy of, like, waking up the scum and villainy faction to a degree. Well, more just like the smugglers. He's like, hey guys, I know that we like lawlessness in general, but the Empire is bad. Like, we should draw the line somewhere. Mm-hmm. And he convinces the smugglers to join the fight. And that's something that Thrawn just, like, would never ever foresee happening. And he's shocked that the smugglers come in to save the day. So I really like his role. I don't think there's anything stopping him from showing up again.
I guess I agree.
I'll go 50-50.
Yeah.
That should have been one of the things where I ask you to explain who Talon Card is.
Stephen Ray Morris, thanks for the super chat. What are your thoughts on binging versus weekly TV shows? I love seeing The Bad Batch every week, whereas I stayed up all night to watch season 3 of the Jurassic animated show last week. Very tired.
I'd like to hear more about Camp Cretaceous, just because. Just cause.
Just cause. It depends on the show for me. There's a show that I'm watching right now on Hulu called Cruel Summer, and dang it, once I got caught up on that show, I was like, oh my gosh, why did they not release all of these episodes? Because it's kind of a show that, like, builds off of a ton of tension, and there's, like, cliffhanger after cliffhanger, and it's kind of like a murder mystery, not a murder mystery, but like there's like a bunch of mystery happening, and you get like a little taste each episode, and it's shows like that where I'm like, okay, just put it all out there.
Really? Like, a show like that to me, hold on. Oh, there we go. A show like that to me, it makes me, I guess you need to get your friends to watch it so then you can all discuss it. Because I think that would be, like, something like WandaVision was super fun to watch an episode of and then discuss it with our friends and being like, what is going on? Mm-hmm. That was fun. I think that Cruel Summer would be the same. I was thinking that, like, when Ted Lasso starts to come out, I will not be happy that I have to wait a week to watch it all. A sitcom, I'm like, yes, I'll binge it. Like, that's what we do with Parks and Rec.
Well, I like having something like a sitcom that's a little bit more lighthearted. I like having that one that kind of spaced out, because it gives you what?
We're about to have our own religious schism. I like that we have a completely different opinion on this.
Honestly, I don't care either way. It's whatever.
I wasn't, like, really mad. I don't know. I think that
it's like
Ted Lasso or a sitcom I enjoy, just kind of like give me all that serotonin.
Zoe's Playlist, all of that gets heavy sometimes, but like when Brooklyn Nine-Nine was coming on a weekly basis, I liked having that to look forward to every week.
Sure.
Because it was just a fun show. Same with Bob's Burgers. Like, I'm fine with that one coming out weekly because it's short and it's wholesome and it's fun to watch and it's like a little pick-me-up.
Yeah, that is nice to have that anchor, especially like with the way the past year has gone, to be able to have something to look forward to. Then there's the whole just the fact that we cover it for Star Wars. Like, when it comes to Star Wars, thank God it's weekly. I'm so glad it's weekly. Just because I can't imagine having to binge the season and then, like, the mad scramble to talk about the season.
Oh, yeah. I mean, anything that we have to cover, we would prefer it to be weekly. But that's just because we do so much after a new episode is released. Chad Matisse, thanks for the super chat. Just finished a New Dawn audiobook. Love it. What do you think of Count Vidian as a character / antagonist?
Let's see. It has been...
I have not read that.
It's been 6 years since I've read that. 7? Oh my god. Did that come out in 2014 or 2015? I think it came out in 2014. I remember thinking Vidian was a little weird. I like A New Dawn. I liked... man, it's been so long. The guy, Kanan's friend, that was like a Clone Wars veteran, who was like kind of the loopy one, the conspiracy theorist who turns out to be right. You know, that kind of trope. I liked that character in A New Dawn. I thought Vidian was a little odd. He was like a cybernetically enhanced, kind of like a Grievous, kind of like a Vader, where he's like, I'm choosing to get my eyes augmented, and he has a literal eye in the back of his head, and I don't know. I didn't love him as a villain.
Wait, it's like that guy from Avatar. Or what?
No, he had an eye in the front of his head that shot lightning.
That's right. I was like, I know there's one that had an extra eye.
I don't know. Vidian's not my favorite. I remember thinking it was odd, but again, it was 7 years ago. That's crazy to me. That, like, it's, man, I know it's still 4 years away, but we're gonna be celebrating the 10-year anniversary of The Force Awakens in 4 years. That doesn't seem like enough time.
No, does not.
I can't even handle the fact that it's been we're almost halfway through this year. Like, when did that happen?
Someone in chat in all caps said, no, it did not shoot lightning, it shot explosions. Alex.
What's that? Okay. I mean, yes, it didn't do like Palpatine lightning.
It was like a red beam, wasn't it?
It was like a tiny little beam that would then explode. I never really understood that guy. I liked him, and the one from Korra. But I could have used a little more information on who that person was.
They were pretty scary. Another super chat from Mr. J86. I just like saying that name. Do you see the Yuzon Vong becoming canon? Maybe as the next event after whatever happens with Thrawn and the Mandalorian era shows.
I kind of already consider them to be canon to a degree. They were going to bring the Yuzon Vong into the Clone Wars. Like, that was something that was going to happen. There's concept art of it, or at least Dave Filoni drawings, where they were going to encounter a group of alien, like extragalactic visitors who were kind of scouting out the galaxy to see, like, hey, can we take this over someday? Mm-hmm. And they were going to tie it into the New Jedi Order. They were going to change things about them because George Lucas doesn't like the idea of anything being outside of the Force. He didn't like the Salamiri in Heir to the Empire. He doesn't like things that can just say, like, no to the Force.
Sure.
So they would have been a little different, but probably not in appearance, and, like, it looked like even their organic ships were going to be intact. So everything else that was going to happen in Season 7 of the Clone Wars that they've talked about, like, they've treated that as if it were canon. So I'm kind of like, you know what? The Yuuzhan Vong are probably out there. Whether or not they actually do decide to come invade, maybe they do, maybe they don't. But
I mean, they were, like, not affected by the Force, right?
correct. Like, couldn't be mind tricked, couldn't be force pushed. So it was, I mean, it was a, people like to poo-poo on the Yuuzhan Vong. I like the Yuuzhan Vong. I thought that they were a very different foe for the Jedi, and I liked the way that the Jedi had to be creative in how they killed them.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I can't force push him, so I'll just grab this box and throw it into them. Like,
Yeah. I don't know, like, I wouldn't mind if they became canon. I also think that that would just be, like, a huge, huge revelation for Star Wars canon.
yeah.
And it would almost be like a new era whenever they showed up. So
It's tough because, I don't know, I agree exactly with what you're saying, that what are we going to do, the New Jedi Order again? Like, we already did it, and I like those books. I remember Vector Prime being basically like, it like reawoke Star Wars love in me. Not that I didn't stop loving it, but like the excitement of like, oh my god, this is brand new, and like, oh, holy cow, Chewbacca's dead.
Yeah.
And these Yuuzhan Vong things are crazy.
someone in the chat said dropping a moon on Chewie was a bit much.
I liked it. I was 13,
How dare.
14. I was young. I was in that age where I'm like, this is edgy and hardcore.
Oh god.
Like, they're killing main characters and stuff, and that I was the perfect age for it. I've said it before, I think that we were the perfect age for Star Wars, where we were young enough when the prequels were coming out that we like already loved the movies, didn't bat an eye at the prequels. When the sequels came along, we were old enough to not sequel bash.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know. I do feel that way for episode 1. Episodes 2 and 3, I must have just like been really busy in high school, because like I saw them, but it's not something that I remember vividly being like super hyped about.
I was hyped for episode 2, and what's even weirder is for episode 2, I remember like the not nerdy kids, but it's kind of true still today, like the more casual Star Wars fans who were like a little more popular were like coming up to me to be like, dude, that lightsaber fight with Yoda, sick, right? And I'm like, you're talking to me about Star Wars? Like, this is what we're gonna bond over? And like, they loved it.
Did you do the thing where you like looked to see
Yeah.
if they were talking to someone behind
Who?
you? Me? That's adorable. I must have been out partying. I don't know.
Your high school experience was different than mine. We can say that.
Alex Franco 25, thanks for the super chat. Best to worst Stormtrooper variants.
Oh my god.
I mean, I don't think we can talk about all of them, but some of the best ones.
I've always loved Scout Trooper, if that counts.
Yeah, I like
Love that helmet.
I like Scout Trooper. Jet Trooper, just because, I mean, they can fly. Flame Trooper is kind of cool.
I'm trying to just go like my favorite. I mean, I like the classic Stormtrooper. It's boring, but I like it. But Scout Trooper is probably my top. I always got the speeder bike chase. Watching that for the first time growing up, I was like, this is the coolest thing ever.
What's Commander Bly?
Who cares about that guy?
That's my favorite.
He's a clone commander. Go away.
He's got a cool little visor.
No, he doesn't. He's ugly. He has the worst visor. I am trying to think of my worst, just Stormtrooper variant. Ignore clones. No one cares about clones. Especially not Bly.
I'm gonna say snowtroopers are like the silliest looking ones.
That's what I was gonna think. And
they look like they're trying to be ghosts.
And well, so does the Scout Trooper, kind of. They look like the Scream mask.
No, but like literally, like with the whole covering and everything, they look like they're in a ghost Halloween costume.
It's everything about the Empire. I'm like, how do you see in any of this stuff? But I was gonna say Snowtrooper as well for my least favorite. But I still think they look cool. I don't know. Least favorite is an acceptable term because I don't dislike them, but
yeah. Sorry, Brian. He said I like the Snowtroopers.
I like Snowtroopers.
What was that voice?
Just some nerds. You're not a nerd, Brian. That wasn't meant to be targeted at you.
Alex, you're on fire today.
I am.
Got another one.
Anyone that I actually like have met in chat, I'm like, I can be a little sassy with them.
Okay, sure. I mean, especially if they know you from the Schmodown, they know that you're just your sass level is getting.
You had to bring up Bly. This is your fault. Brian, blame Molly.
Got another one from Jane Dalton. Do we actually know that Cody goes bad, or is it an assumption that most people are making? Would you definitely want to see him be a villain or no?
It's just my assumption. Well, it is based off of Legends a bit, because in Legends he went on to train Stormtroopers. So
do we not see Cody?
I just can't get this piece in and everything's fine. Oh, there it goes. See, I just slip into Bob Ross and it's fine.
Do we not see Cody in the last season of Clone Wars after Order 66?
Mm-mm.
Okay. I couldn't remember if we did or not, but...
My assumption is that he will be and stay bad. Because I think it would be interesting that if we do wind up exploring the idea of like, okay, let's go help our brothers get their chips out. And Rex is like, I have to go save my best friend Cody. And they go up and he's like the one that is like, no, I don't believe you. I'm not taking my chips out. Chip.
You can't have my chips.
You can't have my Pringles. I've popped and I cannot stop. I think that he is going to stay with the Empire just because that would be so sad. I think that's like it's one of those improv things that they taught us and now I can't stop thinking about it. It means something different in improv, but they were like, here's the question to ask yourself when you're in a comedy improv scene. How do I make this worse? And it's like, okay, yeah, what's the funniest and worst thing I can do to my friends right now that will make them struggle? But I'm also like, in storytelling, it's similar. What's the worst, most painful decision you can make right now to put your audience through like a gut punch?
Yeah.
And having Cody like actively make the choice to stay bad, I'm like, yeah, that would suck.
I think Rex, someone in chat said Rex versus Cody. I think that would be pretty dope.
I mean, we've been hoping to see that since Rebels. When Rex showed back up, everyone's like, come on, Cody. I agree. This doesn't feel right.
It doesn't feel right. probably stop after you finish this bag.
Okay. What time is it?
Starving.
Okay.
It's almost 8.
Okay.
Even though I had a protein bar after I worked out, but if working out makes you hungrier during the day, then maybe I shouldn't be doing it. What do you think? Thoughts?
I don't know. I'm about to fall into Bob Ross again because something feels wrong. Oh, okay. Whew.
Figure it out?
Yep. I don't know, like, you should work out during the day. When else would you work out?
No, I mean just like working out, period. If it makes me this tired and hungry, why should I do it?
It's not a bad thing.
I just
To be
haven't
tired and hungry.
I just haven't worked out in a very long time. We went on a walk in this like freaking 90-degree weather, and then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna work out more and sweat more, and I can't get on with it.
Can't get on with it.
It's not for me.
I can't get on with it.
Maybe it's the wine talking. I've had not even a half a glass of wine, and I'm just like...
Maybe a quarter of what you poured?
I'm tired. I didn't have my Red Bull today. Maybe that's... I'll see you, Rick.
Bye, Rick.
Have a good one.
Thanks for the news drop.
Yeah, Reefton said definitely not the age, Molly. Yeah, it's
Wow.
yeah, really. Jeez. Brian POV said, Brian said POV was gonna be interesting tonight. Hopefully after I eat dinner, I'll feel better. Bakey, thanks for the super chat. If you invented a quote-unquote force-based religion in Star Wars, what would you call the force, like how Zepho call it life wind?
I would call it the pizza, because
You're gonna make me more hungry.
trying to think of what gives us the most life.
Now I want pizza. Zepho calls it life wind. That's farts.
Like, that's honestly what I thought of first. It made me think of airbending.
That's farts. Life wind is farts. The force. Maybe the swing.
I'm trying to think of, like, whenever people ask how do you view the Force, the way that, like, the High Republic era Jedi, they view it different ways, and I'm like, maybe I'd call it the stream. Still sounds vaguely like gross, but
Yeah.
the code.
This is the way.
Because I think I would view the Force in just like a stream of information, of data.
The Matrix.
Right. I'm kind of thinking of the Matrix, which I have a video coming out about the Matrix and what it can teach us about the Force. Because I watched all those movies, didn't win the match, but I watched so many non-Star Wars movies, and I was still like relating them back to Star Wars. That's a good question. I don't know. I don't feel like I have a good one for that. I'm gonna go with the code. I do think I would see it in kind of a Matrix-y way.
Life wind.
What have you said that you would see the Force as? Because I know we've had that question before.
Pizza.
That's not true.
I like to think that I would also see it as like music. Or which one is it that sees it kind of like music?
Avar Chris.
Yeah, I think it would.
Which, there was a really good line about it in the comic, not in the Rising Storm. It's not a spoiler. It's a comic that's been out for a while, but the Drin Gear, like, not tease her,
okay.
goad her.
So thinking of music, then I would say the sign.
You saw the sign?
SINE.
I thought that's genuinely what you meant.
Like Lady Gaga
right.
In Chromatica. I'll go with that.
Okay.
If I can relate it back to Lady Gaga, then...
That makes sense. That's basically your religion anyway.
That's true. Jalen Brooks, thanks for the super chat, just says, how is your mental health? That's right, we're finishing up Mental Health Awareness Month. It's the month of May. My mental health on a scale of 1 to 10. Well, right now, because of how hungry I am, it's at like a 3. Overall, most days, I'm gonna say it's like at a 6, maybe 7. With the occasional 3 or 4 in there. I mean, actually, being honest, now that we are getting out of the house a lot more, going out to eat, seeing our friends, making plans, I mean, that skyrocketed for our mental health for, I think, both of us.
Sorry, I'm having like one of those...
Mental health breakdowns?
No, I'm having one of those... Uh-oh, did I break this? There we go. I feel like it's been pretty good lately. Yeah, I mean, the ability to see friends again and actually have something on the weekend to look forward to. Like, we're gonna go to a friend's house on Sunday and grill for Memorial Day.
Yeah.
Like, that's a game changer.
Yeah.
Just having something to look forward to on a more frequent basis.
I will say, though, for some reason, like, getting older and, like, birthdays and stuff never bothered me until I think this year. I'm starting to really feel my age a little bit, and that kind of sends me in a spiral sometimes where I'm like, I'm gonna be 40 soon, and then I'm gonna be 50. Like, who wants to hang out with a 50-year-old me?
I want to hang out with a 50-year-old you.
What's that even gonna look like? I'm tired just thinking about it. But yeah, mental health is definitely something that the stigma behind it, the taboo about talking about it, is so old school. Like, people should just talk about it, be honest about it.
I've been taking
Go
my
to
vitamins
therapy
on a daily basis, and I think that's been helping too.
How many times have I told you to take vitamins?
And I'm taking them now. I was just like, hey, I should be taking my vitamins. Molly wants me to take my vitamins.
Every time Alex is like, I haven't been feeling great the past few days. I'm like,
Have you been drinking
have you had any water? Have you had anything green to eat? Had any vegetables? Like,
No, my religion is pizza.
oh, some people in the chat said that they would hang out with 50-year-old me. Cool. I'll put it on the calendar. My 50th birthday. It's gonna be a rager. That I'm pretty sure is true.
I can see that. I still think it'll be karaoke.
Pretty much.
It's always a rager.
Dragoness Prime, thanks for the super chat.
It's your boy.
Do you think do you have any hopes for Rogue Squadron besides a relative of Biggs showing up, of course?
That's wrong. I think I do hope that like Wedge passes the torch, you know. I want Wedge in it too. Can't have Biggs, he's dead. I get that. It's fine. But Wedge can be there. Dennis Lawson can play him. He can pass the torch on to the new generation. I'd be fine. I'd be more than fine if they decided, let's put it in the original trilogy era. And I'd feel weird if they recast Wedge, but I think that I'm on board with them pushing it into the future and saying, like, having Dennis Lawson teach a new generation. I think that would be really cool. So I guess that's my hope.
I kind of want, this is super random, but it's the first thing that popped in my head. I want there to be a new version of the X-Wing. We still don't know when this is going to take place, but we've seen the T-85s in Resistance. I want something new, something updated, still probably close to the classic design, but I want there to be some cool new design feature.
I think that's a near guarantee of happening for the toys alone.
That's just how my mind works. I'm like, what's something that's pretty realistic that, if it's gonna sell merchandise, then it's way more likely to happen.
Yep.
And if it is set after the sequel trilogy, then some mention of Rey and or Kylo or both or Ben Solo would be nice.
It's a tough choice because, like, I think that Dennis Lawson would be best served if he were going to appear. I think you make it post episode 9, but then that opens up that whole can of worms. Says, okay, well, what does the galaxy look like right now? Mm-hmm. Like, I do think that in that sense, it's safer to go back to the original trilogy.
I can't remember if you said this or not, but if they recast a young Wedge, mm-hmm. would it kill you?
No. They recast Han Solo and it worked out great.
Yeah.
And Alden was my biggest worry for Solo. And the second he was on screen, I was like, nope, I'm in. Mm-hmm. Like, they'll do the same with Wedge.
I think it would be fine, and yeah, I put Biggs in there too. I don't know, make it before
a memorial for Biggs.
Yeah, make it before A New Hope. Who knows? I guess that would be Rogue One. Got another super chat from Mr. J86. Odds on Grievous's mask showing up with Thrawn.
Oh, that'd be cool. Just, oh man.
Oh, like because he collects stuff?
Yeah, that's something I had not considered, even a little bit. And it's like, yeah, he's got all those little knickknacks in his office, all that art. But yeah, what is he gonna have in live action? It's like it.
How would he have gotten it?
I don't know. How did he get Gree's helmet?
That's true.
Who cares?
Also, is his head still in there?
No, I don't think it should be.
Yoda did not take a second to think before. Isn't that who he beheaded on Kashyyyk?
Gree?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's like, nope. I got no qualms about this.
This is what a lot of people were talking about with Ahsoka and how she was kind of handling the turn of the clones, and she wasn't killing any of them. But then people were like, well, what about Yoda? And he just, like, goes off. Uh-huh. Like, well times were different.
He didn't spend his time in the field the way that Ahsoka did.
He didn't care about them.
No, I don't think he did. I mean, to a degree, I think he did. I mean, like the first episode where he has those 3 clones with him, and he's like, I see that you are unique, you are individual, you are human, so to speak. like, I think that he believed that.
Mm-hmm.
But he didn't form any lasting relationships with them the way that Ahsoka served with the 501st for so long.
Yeah.
So I think he was like, oh, he's gonna point a gun at me? I'll cut his head off. Cut his head off, I will.
Are you finished?
That was bag 3, and you told me to stop so you could go eat something.
I sure did. Well, I will read our last super chat here from Skylar Forceland, and it's a good one. Molly, where does Art Pop rank amongst Gaga's other albums for you? It's so underrated. I agree. And it also...
We were listening to it yesterday.
Yeah, it holds a special place in my heart because it was the only album that we got to go see a live concert of.
Yeah.
However, if I had to rank them...
How many are there? 7?
6. Chromatica was the 6th one.
Okay.
I don't know. Honestly, it might rank a little bit lower, like on the lower half for me. I'd rank it above Joanne, I think, but I think the Fame Monster, Born This Way, and Chromatica are my top 3.
Okay. So you might put it like right smack dab in the middle?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess it's not. That would be if there were 7. You think it's 4?
Yeah, I think so.
What's 5? The Tony Bennett album?
No.
That one doesn't count?
Uh,
Is that why I thought there were 7?
That was a collab.
You listen to that non-stop every Christmas. Don't act like that doesn't count.
I'm not saying it doesn't count, but it's a collaborative album. I don't know. Don't make me rank those right now. But yes, I agree. It's underrated. There's some great stuff in there. And I will never forget seeing it in concert. And I was so pissed when I heard that, like, the Chromatica tour was only going to be in, like, a very, very limited amount of places. And the tickets were insanely expensive. And now it's, like, put on hold. Who knows if it's going to happen. I have a lot of feelings. What?
I was just making a face. I was jimming the camera.
Okay, well, no, we got another one since my rant. B Kenobi, thanks for your super chat. This will be the last one for tonight. Question: think Ahsoka was more merciful on the clones because she knew about the chip?
Maybe.
I think it was just because she wasn't about to go on a killing spree.
Well, she did know. I mean, yes and no. Because her first reaction was not to start killing. Her first reaction was to defend herself. I think that some clones got killed from the deflections. I don't really remember exactly, but she was like, this is wrong. Something's wrong. Rex. She knew something was wrong with Rex. Mm-hmm. And that caused her to investigate. And then, yeah, she did confirm that, like, this is not who they are. And they can't help it. And so she didn't want to kill them all. So, yeah, I think that certainly didn't hurt anything. If she didn't know about it.
She didn't know about the chip immediately.
No, she knew about it after she investigated and pulled it out of Rex.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, I think that probably helps, that she's like, oh, this is obviously not their doing, so we're not going to kill all of them. Mm-hmm. Even Rex, though, was like, we got to shoot our way out. And she's like, no.
He's just freaking out, and he doesn't...
Yeah, I'm not...
He doesn't meditate like Jedi do.
I'm not judging Rex. I'm just saying, like, his first instinct was, like, we have to survive, and we have to kill them to do so.
Yeah.
And Ahsoka was like, no, we'll find another way.
Life finds a way.
Let's go watch Camp Cretaceous.
Stephen Raymore has had a lot of good things to say about it.
Okay,
so
good.
I'm willing to give it a try.
Okay.
But that's gonna be it for us. Show the people what we got so far.
It's getting there. We got a leg.
We got a leg.
We got a little grabber arm and a little maybe torch.
Ooh,
I think that's what that is.
fun.
Let's see if I can make, I don't know. The leg goes down.
Oh, cool.
And
Wait,
then-
is that the middle leg that goes down
Yeah.
and out? Okay. Cool.
So he can stand like that or stand on just two. So that's neat. And we'll build more legs next time.
Does it come with his tiny rocket?
I don't know. I don't know.
Or is this another one of those instances where he just happens to not have it?
Just happens to not have it, I guess.
Anyways, I'm gonna go eat because I'm feeling delirious because I worked out. Boo.
Did you guys know that Molly worked out today?
You know what?
She only said that like 8 times.
I got real sweaty. And I was walking on the treadmill. All right, guys, have a good night. We will see you. What is next month? June? Or
Yeah,
next
but
Wednesday?
we're gonna be back on Friday.
Yeah, we're gonna.
For the Clone Zone.
Yeah, Friday. New batch. We're gonna be on 6 p.m. Eastern.
We actually might be on at 6:30.
6:30
to accommodate our guest Jordan Mazon because he is an hour or two behind us. So yeah, Jordan from Cinelinks will be joining us.
Yeah.
Another leaker, but I promise we'll keep him from spoiling anything.
And check out Certain Point of View in like 40 minutes. We're going to be reacting to and playing along with today's Star Wars match, which is Sean Sullivan versus Ace. So that's going to be a good one. But yeah, June is going to be a fun month. I've got some special plans for our next Lego stream that I don't know that I've told him about yet.
You have
but
not. What?
It's Pride Month.
Oh, cool. Did you get that set?
What?
Never mind.
No,
I don't
no.
want you to spoil anything.
That set doesn't come out till June.
Yeah. Okay. What? We don't have to. You don't have to give away your secrets.
I mean, I would love to get the Pride set that Lego has, but maybe we'll take a trip to the Lego store. I think it comes out like mid-June though.
Alright.
Anyways,
I don't know what you're talking about.
the next Lego stream, we will be celebrating Pride Month.
I don't know what you're doing, but okay.
Surprises.
I don't know what you have planned.
Secrets. Ooh. All right. I'm going to end the stream there. Thanks for everyone who tuned in, who left a like, a thumbs up, a super chat. Thank you guys so much. And we will see you next week.